What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the Coach Plays here on the morning of NFL playoff action. As we get ready to start the NFL playoffs today, just want to get in here and kind of have us a little bit of NFL playoff tailgate show. And we'll be able to have some people climb up in here. We've already got one back in the studio with us. What is up, Butcher's Block and Patriots Talk?
What's up, Coach? What's going on, man?
Not much. Just sitting here, kind of just, excited about what the day has to bring us. And Coach Dolly is, I believe, excited as well.
I can hear her.
Absolutely. But yeah, guys, as always, appreciate y'all joining the stream. As always, hit the like button and subscribe to the Coach Plays if you haven't done so already. So, Butcher, just on the morning of the playoffs here, what's your kind of first thoughts when you get into what we've got going on?
Well, the slate of games for Saturday today is going to be phenomenal. There's a lot of good football going to be played today. All of these games today are going to be really hard fought. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be a good day of football.
Yeah, I agree. Oh, Chase T66 comes in and says, Butcher, you look good today.
So, funny story, Chase. I went to go, typical Bostonian. I went to go get my morning coffee from Dunkin' Donuts, and their pipes had froze because it was like 12 degrees overnight. So I'm sitting in line at a coffee shop that shall not be named because it's not Dunkin' Donuts, waiting for my morning coffee.
Hey, when you got to get it, you got to get it, right?
Yes, sir.
That's what it comes down to. As always, guys, I'll probably do this a little bit later once, YouTube algorithm starts kicking in and we get some more bodies in here. But as always, guys, I want to do this real quick. Let me see if I can go to my StreamYard. This kind of casual, laid-back stream. It ain't nothing too big. Let's share screen. I want to go here and right there. Let's see if we can see that. Yep. So right there on the screen, guys, is Butcher Block and Patriots Talk YouTube channel. Just want y'all to be able to see that. We'll pop this up a few times throughout the stream. But guys, if you ain't subscribed to Butcher Block and Patriots Talk, make sure you get in here and hit that red button for him. If you follow and subscribe to Coach Plays, then you got to follow and subscribe to Butcher Block and Patriots Talk. He's a member, a team member of the Coach Plays, but he's also a very genuine dude. Does a lot of sports talks and does a lot of sports play-by-plays, especially in the Boston area. So if you're a subscriber there, you're a subscriber here. All right. Appreciate you very much, Butcher.
Thanks a lot, Coach. Same right back at you as well, man.
I tell you, man, YouTube algorithm is really not busting it out. That's for sure. Okay, we're good. For a minute there, I thought we were down. I also think
I think we're good.
I think I also forgot to monetize it, but oh well, no big deal. So Chase T66 says, let's go ahead and get into this because I definitely wanted to. I'm going to pull it up on my phone as well. He said, what's the bets we should be on today? Any guarantees? So as I pull up my BetMGM, you got any thoughts on that, Butcher Block?
Any locks that I'm going to say?
Yeah, his first question is any locks, any guarantees?
I don't know. Today's tough. Today's slate of games, that's tough because any one of those games could go either way.
Yeah. I'm trying to pull up the NFL here if I can on my BetMGM app.
Unless the Browns and Steelers aren't playing today, right?
They play tomorrow. They're the last game tomorrow.
Yeah, that's what I thought. The Browns and Steelers game. Steelers are going to win that game. If if the Browns didn't have all those issues, that game would be closer. But given the issues that have come up in the last couple of days for them, I would stay away from that game.
Yeah. Johnny Mack comes in as well and says
either go steal. Yeah.
Johnny Mack says you're good. He says take the Bucks as a lock. So when he says take the Bucks,
yes, absolutely. Because when you poke the goat, bad things happen. The last time someone challenged Tom Brady, it didn't end up too well. So be careful what you wish for, Mr. Young. Be careful what you wish for.
So when you look at that game, we're talking about Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Washington football team. It's not being hosted by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They are going to Washington because that poor division over there. We're talking about an 8-point spread. Tampa Bay -8 versus Washington football team of +8. So y'all feel really good about the -8 there.
Oh my God, the Bucks by 16. The Bucks by at least 17. The Bucks by at least 17.
Hey, Butcher.
Yeah.
I got to go handle some dolly business real quick. Can you step in and hold us to the fort?
Give me 2 minutes because I got to order my coffee.
All
right, give me two.
I'll try to see if I can hold her out for a little bit. What's up, Troxel Sports Talk? Says, what's up, Coach? What's up, Bobby?
I just don't want to leave your stream hanging there.
You're good, brother. Chase T66. He said I took all the favorites except for the Ravens. I took the Titans all on the money line. Wait a minute. I took Titans all on just the money line for +1,000. So he's got all the favorites and the Titans on +1,000. Is that just that? So that's through Saturday and Sunday. So he thinks a lot of favorites and maybe just the Titans will be the only underdog to win. I have to kind of look at this and see what's the favorite. Coach Dolly making her appearance in the stream. What's up, Al Pierce? Appreciate you joining the stream. Says, go Titans, kick Baltimore Ravens tail. Oilers struck. Appreciate you joining the stream, Al. So we're going to be doing this stream. It's 9:11 a.m. Central Time today. We're going to do this to about 11:30. We're just going to get in here, sit and chill and talk about all of these games, preview it, talk about, the betting lines on these games and just talk about the storylines that go into them, player stats. I'll pull up ESPN. We'll look into all this stuff. So Chase T66 says take all the favorites except for the Ravens, take the Titans there. So by him taking all the favorites, he's got Buffalo Bills. Are we talking spread? I'm guessing we're talking spread.
Chase, you can't see me, but this is me flipping off the Ravens.
We'll actually get Butcher in the stream here in a little bit after he gets his Starbucks coffee. What's up, Darkness? Appreciate you joining the stream.
Why you gotta throw a New Englander under the bus like that? Come on, man. We don't set that coffee shop shall not be named. Dunks only, dude.
Oh, he said nope, just the win. Okay, so he's got them on the money line. So he's got the Colts he's got the Bills to beat the Colts money line, which is -275. He's got the Seahawks money line, which is -165. Then he's got the Bucks -400 money line. Then he's got the Titans at +150 money line. He's got the Saints -550 money line, and he's got the Steelers -275 money line. What do you think about that, Butcher? I actually don't mind it.
Chase, those are. I would pretty much. I think I'm on board with all that.
He's got the parlay at +1,000. So when you parlay all that together,
so what did he put in and what's his win?
Chase T66. You want to give us that information? He might not want to spill the beans on that information.
Because I'll fully admit I myself I don't plan on let's just say when I go up to New Hampshire this afternoon, we're probably not going to be eating too fancy until I find out on Sunday what happens.
I know I've got $15 left in my BetMGM account. I need to hit on some wins today to get that thing back up there. Maybe and I don't even know about parlaying all three favorites. I don't know if that would even win me enough. We'll have to see. We'll get into the spreads. The spreads is what's really going to do it. So Chase T66 says $25 to win 250. That's pretty good.
That ain't bad.
It's not bad at all.
A bad exchange.
I mean, of course, you're talking about a 6-team parlay, which is not always easy to hit. But when you're talking about just the money line, I mean, outside of the Titans, who do we think's got the best shot to?
The Titans game scares the crap out of me, Coach.
Because it absolutely does.
The Titans, because the Titans secondary.
Yep.
That game scares the crap out of me. I like that is gonna be a nail biter because of the Titans D. Offensively, they can absolutely keep up with them, but the Titans defense that's going to be tough.
Yeah, I don't think you could find any Tennessee Titans fans that's going to sit here and say it's a guaranteed Titans win. It's going to be a hard fought football game. I think it could be a quick game. I think both teams are going to want to run the football. Of course, I mean you got the number 1 rushing attack in the league versus the number 2 rushing attack in the league.
Now, what I hope for is the Titans beat them like 45-27.
Yeah.
I'll take that because I personally can't stand the Ravens.
Yeah. The only thing I think Titans fans are hoping on, what you said right there, you're scared about the Tennessee Titans, pass defense. The only thing I think the Titans are kind of sitting here hoping on is that, they can play gap integrity football, load the box, force the Ravens to have to pass the football, and then have Lamar Jackson struggle a little bit in that passing game. Because we all know Lamar Jackson isn't – I mean, they might be the number 1 rush team in the NFL, but they're also the 32nd pass team in the NFL. So that's where – that's going to be interesting to see there. Are the Tennessee Titans able to not allow the Ravens to get going in the passing game? Or is the Tennessee Titans pass defense just that bad? I think that's where the matchup's going to be there. What's up, RQ3? Appreciate you joining the stream. Al Pierce says, this week's winners, Colts, Seahawks, Bucks, Saints, Steelers, and Titans. So he is right there in line with Chase T66. Johnny Mack says, as a Titan fan, I'm scared of this game only because it's hard to win 3 games in a row against the same team. I completely agree. Darkness says, Titans versus Ravens.
Well, normally – the crazy thing about the Titans and Ravens game is that normally you make a team one-dimensional and you can win the game. And the normal way to beat the Ravens is you contain Lamar and you keep him in the pocket and you make him throw. Make him throw because he's a 58.5%, career passer. But the Titans just, that secondary just scares me. Like even a 58% guy could still do damage in that, damage to that secondary.
Yeah. So Darkness
Coach,
says,
I got you if you need to go handle Dolly for a few minutes.
All right, Dolly needs my attention just for a little bit. I'll be right back, guys.
All right. Let me pull this chat up so I can keep track. So what's up, guys? What's going on? Today is going to be a good day of football. That's for sure. I think a lot of these games are going to be fun to watch. They're going to come down to probably the final 5 or 6 or 8 minutes of the fourth quarter in a lot of these games. But what do you guys think? That's kind of my thoughts. There's a few games that I would I don't know if I'd call them locks, but I would say the Bucks over the Buccaneers game is a lock, and then the with all the issues that the Browns are facing because of not having the coach and just a bunch of other personnel issues there, I would say take the Steelers in that game. Well, what do y'all think? That's my thoughts. Jaquil taking the really Washington. You're going to take Washington over the Buccaneers. Really? I don't know if I could do it. I just knowing how Brady performs under pressure, and especially in the playoffs, and I mean, as much as I think Chase Young is a heck of a talent, I would be hesitant to take them in that game. Another interesting thing. I don't mean to like jump forward, guys, but there's this offseason we could see a lot of movement in the offseason this year. I think a lot of these teams are going to try and. I mean, if I was making a list, I think there's probably about a dozen, maybe if not 14 teams out there that could be on the market for quarterbacks. So I know there's probably five good good quarterbacks in this year's draft that could definitely translate to NFL quarterbacks. But I do think the league next year and some of these top names in the league are going to look a lot different. If the rumors are true about Deshaun Watson, then there's going to be a lot of teams that are going to try and go after him. Matt Stafford could be out of Detroit. They could try and move. They could possibly be trying to move on from him. Matt Ryan in Atlanta, Julio Jones in Atlanta too. Those two guys could be on the move. Who's my favorite? Who's my favorite team, Ashley? If you look at the avatar, you'll probably have an idea about that. I am a Patriots fan through and through. They do have a good defense, Jaquil. I just think that it's not good enough to stop Brady and the Bucs. Their defense is good, though.
All right, Butcher, I'm back. Appreciate you very much for that. When you got a puppy, you know the potty training business is a challenge, and there's always a time to use the bathroom. And right now we are on her time, so I could tell she needed to go out. So,
well, at least she's learning. You go out.
She's trying to learn. What's up, Jaquil? What's up, Ashley? Appreciate y'all joining the stream. So Al Pierce says, barring Rivers dorking it, the Colts can follow our game plan and take care of the Bills. Now, so when we're talking about the Colts and the Bills, I'm one of those people that I could actually see
that's going to be you watch. That's going to be the game of the weekend.
Yeah, and I mean that's the game that comes on first here at noon. I will be streaming live play-by-play of that game, guys. So we'll end this stream around 11:30, and then I will get that stream up at 11:50. So if y'all want to join us for that stream, I will be live at 12 o'clock for the Bills versus Colts. But that's the first game of the weekend, and we can get into that game because I do think there's a chance. I feel like, the Bills are probably the most hyped team right now because they're playing so good. But if that Colts defense is legit, can that defense keep the Colts in it enough to where they have a chance to win the game at the end? That's going to be the question.
Can we just talk about how the Colts have built that team up into what it is today? Like, they've done a phenomenal job of kind of like pulling that team out of like misery. You know what I mean? Like they've done a good job of building that team back up, and then because I've been saying for years and years after after Manning left the Colts that they've been in search of they've been in search of a quarterback one, and even if you put a halfway decent quarterback in there, that they would perform well. And Rivers is an above average to good quarterback, and Look at what they've done. You know,
No, I agree.
that is a legit threat in the playoffs. That team is a legit threat.
I'm trying to find here if I can look up some stats about this game. I'm going to the GameCast and then I'll put it up in the stream if we can do this, but I'm not really seeing too much here as far as stats. But let me go ahead and
If Rivers cannot, like, the one thing I worry about Philip Rivers is his track record in the playoffs is sketchy. So
yeah, well that's the thing.
and
Like
playing under pressure is not one of his strong suits. And this is a high pressure game. This is like the Colts are going up against a Bills team that is very good and has a lot of weapons, and they cannot make mistakes. You make a mistake against the Bills and they make you pay. That defense will make you pay for it.
yeah, and that's the thing. Like I felt like for the past few years the Colts have had a good team. They've just had issues at the quarterback, when they got shocked about Andrew Luck, uh, you know, up and retiring, that really hurt them. And so then they had, who's their backup? I'm trying to think. Dadgummit, former Patriot.
Yeah, they had Jacoby Brissett for a couple of years.
Jacoby Brissett. And, he is what he is. He's a backup quarterback that actually has some skill. And that just really hurt the Patriots. So, or not for the Colts.
He's nothing. He's nothing. He's a serviceable backup. That's it. He's a serviceable backup.
Yeah. So they needed that stopgap guy, and they get Philip Rivers, and it might just be for a year because I see Philip Rivers and I see his game really declining, but he's done enough and he's won enough games for the Colts to be in the position that they are. I mean, heck, they were tied for the AFC South division crown if the Titans somehow find a way to lose that game against the Steelers. We're talking about the Colts are playing the Ravens today and they're AFC South champions. So they still are an 11-5 winning team. And that defense is legit. But the question is, can Philip Rivers find a way to beat that Bills team? Because I think the Bills are fully capable of putting up a lot of points.
You know how I would attack the Buffalo Bills if I was the Colts? And I know their defense is stout. I would go right at them. I'd run it. I would run it. I would establish.
You're going to have to a little bit.
I would establish the line of scrimmage early. I would run it. I would run it straight at them because I don't think they expect that.
Yeah. Ashley Becker says, I love your videos, Coach. Appreciate you very much. Jaquil Holman says, Bills have a good chance to get to the AFC Championship game, and I believe that. I mean, they do. We're sitting here saying that, the Colts have a chance to upset them, and I think they do as well. But I do believe the Bills are good enough to make that sort of run.
If the Bills get to the title game, I hope they get to the Super Bowl. I do. I hope they get there.
You what?
I said if the Bills can make it to the AFC title game, I hope they win and get to the Super Bowl because being there 4 times and getting nothing out of it, like I'd like to see that team win one.
Yeah, that is incredible when you think about they went to the Super Bowl. It was 4 years in a row, correct?
4 times. 4 times, and they ended up losing all 4. So I would like to see them get one.
Yeah, absolutely. And here's the thing. I've been telling people, I was in a Tennessee Titans live stream the other day, and there was a few streamers in there who do not believe in Josh Allen. They think he's overhyped. They don't think he's that good of a quarterback.
Have they watched him play?
I told them, I said, guys, I think y'all might be not like what I say, but I think Josh Allen is a legit quarterback, and I think he's here to stay, and I think the Buffalo Bills are here to stay for quite some time.
You know how you can look at the biggest thing for me with him this year is last year he was making stupid and just like not smart decisions with the football, trying to squeeze it in coverage and trying to, just being immature with the football. You watch him this year and just the maturity, the leap, the leap that he took this year when it comes to just ball security and smart decisions. And if it's not there, check it down to to your running back or throw it out of bounds. And those type of decisions weren't there last year, and it cost them a lot of games. This year, he's just the maturity leap has been crazy, and he's got a cannon for an arm. He's pretty accurate, and he can run. So like it the skill set was there. It just he had to pull it together, and this year he has like he's because I believe me, I wasn't on. I didn't believe in him at first too, and then you just go back and watch him play. He's taken a massive leap this year.
Yeah, and I think one of your biggest acquisitions there that allowed him to take that massive leap is getting a trade of Stephon Diggs, and he has 100% lived up to that. I mean, he has given him a bona fide number one receiver, and he's taken advantage of it.
Oh, yeah, the addition of Diggs was huge. Huge.
Yeah, so when you look here, I've got it pulled up as far as the ESPN. They give the Buffalo Bills a 69.9% chance of winning. Indianapolis, 32% chance.
Let me say this, though. Buffalo, is, I mean, you can't come this far and fall flat on your face. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
to me, all the pressure's on the Bills.
Well, someone came out for the Colts.
Playing with house money. You know what I mean? Indy's playing with house money right now.
Someone came out for the Colts just the other day. I'm trying to think who said it. I want to say it might have been Darius Leonard, but he said, what do we have to lose? Nobody's giving us a chance, so we're just going to go and we're going to play.
And those type of teams are dangerous. The teams that know that they're playing with house money.
Yep.
Because those are the teams that are going to play with reckless abandonment, and just by any means necessary.
Yeah. So when you look at this, you go passing yards. Phillip Rivers, 369 of 543 for 4,169 yards, 24 touchdowns, and 11 interceptions. And then you got Josh Allen, 396 of 572, 4,544 for 37 touchdowns and 10 interceptions. So, I mean, Phillip Rivers, goodness gracious, his stats are a lot better than what I thought they were this year.
Oh, he's an accurate thrower. He just has a knack for folding under pressure.
Yeah. You look at rushing yards, of course, you got Taylor for Indianapolis, 232 carries for 1,169 yards and 11 touchdowns. I think he's coming off of like a 255-yard game for the Colts against the Jaguars, so they'll need him to be able to run the football effective like that. And if he can do that, the Colts can definitely come out with a win. Then you got Singletary for the Buffalo Bills, 156 carries, 687 yards, and 2 touchdowns. They kind of run the ball with multiple people and on that team.
Yeah.
And then receiving yards, T.Y. Hilton, 56 catches for 762 yards and 5 touchdowns. His play has kind of declined over the years. And
he's had a down year this year.
Yeah. And then Stephon Diggs, 127 receptions for 1,535 yards and 8 touchdowns. I mean,
it's a shame that Hilton has like, because he like when you get him the ball in space, he can do work. Like he can do work. They just haven't been able to get it to him.
No, absolutely. What's up, Valhalla? He says Dolly hype. Yeah, Dolly is in rare form this morning. She is going after it. The wife had to go out and get some errands done, and Dolly is not happy. She is up and rambunctious, and she is not wanting to stay in one room, that's for sure. I think it's time for her morning nap. What's up, Valhalla? Appreciate you joining the stream. Valhalla, do you want to hop up in this stream? It's up to you. If you're available, I can put the link down.
Don't let him up in here.
Don't let the Vikings guy. Vikings came close to making the playoffs, didn't they? I'm trying to think of
what's up, Valhalla?
Taylor Smith. Taylor Smith comes in and says, I know they don't play until tomorrow, but what's the game plan for the Tennessee Titans to beat the Ravens for the 3rd time? Real quick, Taylor, just want to give you a happy birthday shout out. Appreciate you very much. He goes, Valhalla said, no, bro, I just woke up. He's got to get his coffee in his system too. But yeah, happy birthday, Taylor. So, Tennessee Titans game plan. I mean, I think it's going to be, what it's been the game plan all year. I think they're going to, the game plan is to give the ball to Derrick Henry for 30 plus carries and then have play action work on top of that. I mean, for the Tennessee Titans to go far in this playoff, I've been telling people it's not about Derrick Henry. It's not about the defense. I think it's all about Ryan Tannehill. I think Tannehill has to be the dude. I think Tannehill is going to be forced in some situations where he's going to have to throw the rock around the yard. He's going to have to put up some touchdowns. He's absolutely going to have to put up some touchdowns because of how bad that Tennessee Titans defense is. So I think that's the biggest key.
I think for the see, I'm going to say it's the Titans' offensive line is going to take them as far as they can go. As long as the O-line plays well, you'll be all right. Your O-line struggles against some of those front seven. I don't know. It's going to be tough.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's got to of course, the run game is going to be so massive. I just think you're going to have those teams.
Yeah.
And it's not necessarily take Derrick Henry away. I just think you're going to have those teams, like if you go up against a Buffalo Bills or a Kansas City Chiefs, that's going to be able to put up so many points.
Mm-hmm.
Tannehill's going to have to air the ball out just a little bit. And the Titans –
bro, yeah.
And there's one thing that has reared its ugly head this year is Tennessee Titans cannot get down early, like by double digits. They can work their way out of it, but in order to keep Derrick Henry in the game and exactly where he needs to be, the Tennessee Titans need to have a lead or be right there tied with a team. Because where they got in trouble was, in the Browns game, that was the Browns and the Packers games were probably the worst games of the year because they just let the teams get out ahead of them, and then it takes out Derrick Henry. Titans were able to come back and almost win that game against the Browns, but that whole second half was really without Derrick Henry, and that's not where the Titans want to be.
Yeah, no.
It's definitely not where the Titans want to be. So when we're talking about this, go back to this Bills and Colts game, you look at the last 5 opponents. Colts 28-14 win over the Jags, a 28-24 loss against Pittsburgh where they were up for most of that game. And
Coach,
then
let me hop. I'm gonna jump out. Let me hop back in here. I'm at my house, so I'll get on the
absolutely
get up in here.
Yep.
All right, I'll be back in a second.
All right, I'll see you.
I know you guys are gonna miss me.
Oh, absolutely. All right, but then you got the Colts. They beat the Houston Texans 27-20. Houston fumbles that game away late. Then against the Raiders, 44-27 win for the Colts. And then again against the Houston Texans, 26-20 win, where the Texans fumbled that game away late as well. So that's the Colts. The Colts could have had about 3 losses out of those last 5, and they wouldn't even be in the playoffs. For the Bills, they had a 56-26 win against Miami, and that was a game where Miami absolutely needed a win to get in the playoffs, and they were able to do that to them. And Buffalo also, I don't think they had anything else to play for, and they still did that. So then New England 38-9, they just absolutely dominated them. Denver 48-19, another dominating win. Steelers 26-15, and then San Francisco 34-24. So the Bills, they definitely do got some impressive wins under their belt as of late. Taylor says, will the Colts butt up and fight, or is the Bills that good? That's what we're kind of talking about. I think it's going to depend a lot. Taylor, I'm doing that game after this live stream, starting at 12. I think the Colts, as long as they can slow down the Bills a little bit, play some defense, I think they got a chance. Valhalla says, I miss him already. He's got that sort of effect, don't he? But I think they got a chance to pull an upset, but I guess the question comes down to, can that defense really slow down the Bills' offense, and can Phillip Rivers not make those critical mistakes and move the ball down the field? That's going to be the big thing. That's going to be the big thing. So that will probably pretty well put a bow on this game. It's at the Bills Stadium, 12:05 kickoff Central Time. It is 29 degrees and sunny in Buffalo. Some injury news. This is This is pretty big. I mean, Will Holden, offensive tackle's out. Rock Yasin, cornerback, is out. Questionable is DeForest Buckner. I would like to find out where that lies. Is DeForest Buckner a game time decision? Is he not going to play? Because right here, Stephon Diggs and Cole Beasley are questionable, and I believe all those guys are going to play. So I would say DeForest Buckner is probably a go. It's probably one of those ones that just says questionable, but in all reality, they're good to play. What's up, Packer Nation 12? Valhalla says, I have PSVB postseason Viking Blues. I hear you. That I thought the Vikings were going to be able to kind of squeeze their way in. When you look at the Vikings and you look at a Kirk Cousins and what they pay for him, it's not good to miss the playoffs, that's for sure. And then especially have the Bears make it in over the Vikings. That is not a good look when you pay that sort of money for Kirk Cousins. So Chase T66 comes in with a $2 super chat, says, like the video. Absolutely. Appreciate you very much, Chase T66. Everybody hit the thumbs up. That's one thing about StreamYard. It does not show me where our thumbs up are. So appreciate you very much, Chase T66. Unfortunately, I'm not on OBS, so I can't give you the slam dunk, slam jam, welcome to the jam, but maybe we'll start the stream off with that one. Appreciate you very much, Chase T66. Packer Nation 12 says, who you got in this game? I'm going to take the Bills, but I think the Colts could make it a game. I think if you force me to go ahead and pick, I think I take the Bills, but I would not be entirely shocked if the Colts find a way to win a game. Chase T66 says, I'll survive. Appreciate you much, big fella. But yeah, I'll take the Bills. Like I say, we were talking about some betting lines and things like that when we first got in here. And Chase T66 says he's got a parlay of all the favorites except for the Titans and the Ravens game. He took the Titans. So he's got all the favorites and the Titans on the money line. So he has the Bills as well, and I that's where I think I feel like being at Buffalo. I think this game could be a really good game, but the Bills are playing really good football right now, and I think just eventually they're gonna wear out the Colts and they'll figure out a way to win that game. We got Butcher Block and Patriots Talk back in the stream, and he is giving us his great presence with his video cam now. What is up, Butcher
What up,
Block?
Coach? I'm back.
He is back. He's got his morning coffee at Starbucks, and he is ready to go.
Why you gotta keep throwing me under the bus like that, man?
I mean,
that's like sacrilegious here in Massachusetts. We don't drink that coffee from that place that shall not be named.
I guess you do, though, right? I guess I guess now you do.
I know, but it was a last resort.
So just kind of putting a bow on the Bills and Colts game. What's your final thoughts on this one? The Bills are very close to you. Of course, you're a New England Patriots fan, so you watch the Bills a lot. I don't know if you remember, we talked about your division prior to the season, and I was very adamant. I felt like the Bills are going to be a really good football team, and I thought Miami was on the up and up. And I think both of those ended up being pretty well right because Miami almost found themselves in the playoffs.
Valhalla, I am the exact opposite. High maintenance and bougie? No. That is not true. But the Colts will keep this game close into the third quarter. And I think the Bills are just going to end up being too much for them.
Yeah. That's where
I think that's too much. I think that is too much offense for Indy's D to contain. And I just, you can only hold, seriously.
What's up?
That's up.
Oh,
yeah. No, it'll be a maybe a. Hey, don't scratch the green screen. What are you thinking?
I will running this morning. That's
turn you into chicken wings.
Trying to find. Okay, there we go. So now I guess we'll move on to this game if it will let me click it.
Yeah, no, that'll be a good game into the third quarter, and I think that's just I think Buffalo is just going to be too much for him in the end. It'll be a valiant effort though on Indy's part.
Yeah, I think so too. And one thing to what you said, all the pressure is on the Bills. So how do they?
It would not if we came back on here tomorrow, or if we watched tomorrow and we're talking and you do this and you come back and talk, it would not surprise me if Buffalo folds in that game because they just like I don't know, it's almost like they're due for one of those fold under pressure games.
Yeah, Brandy Lewis is in the house. Appreciate you joining the stream. She says, I got the Colts. She's calling the upset. She thinks the Colts are going to find a way.
Hey, Brandy Lewis needs to start a channel. She knows her stuff. She needs to start a channel. Fact.
Absolutely. She definitely knows it. She goes, how are you? We're doing great, Brandy. Appreciate you joining the stream on this football morning of the NFL playoffs as we get our first game of the Bills versus the Colts. Here starting out at noon. That's the game I'm going to stream today. But yeah, we're just excited to see what happens here with the NFL playoffs. I think we're in line for a really good NFL playoffs. I think great matchups. Now, are we talking about, everybody, like all the favorites winning? I think it's a good chance that you see a lot of favorites win this week. But I mean, I think we're in for good football games. I do.
Yeah. Yeah. No. The whole playoffs and the storylines that are shaping up, like I mean, we could technically get to see, I mean, like look at the three great, like three of the greats, Rodgers, Brady, Breeze are in the playoffs, and insert like imagine imagine if we get to see the Saints and the Packers go. That's Brady. I mean that is Breeze versus Aaron Rodgers. I mean that's going to be phenomenal. Like we're going to get to see some good football.
Yeah, I think it's only going to heat up as it goes on. I think your divisional round matchups could be just insane. And then, of course, where that goes from there, I think it can only get better as far as that's concerned. So we'll go into now our next game we're going to talk about. We're just going to kind of keep it in order, I guess. Let me pull up this here. We got Rams versus Seahawks. And so when you look at this is also another one when you're talking about favorites winning and things like that. The Rams up and down. They're 10-6 on the year, 4-4 away. Seattle Seahawks 12-4 on the year, 7-1 at home. I think that's a big stat. 7-1 at home. I think they probably really wanted to win home field advantage. And it's got them at 59% chance of win and 40.9% chance for the Rams. When I look at the Rams, I thought at times this year they really showed flashes of being a really good football team. And then when I watched the Seahawks, they're 12-4, but I swear that those 4 losses, I bet on them every single time, and they pissed me off with how just inconsistent
their defense is. The Seattle defense is bad. That's another one where I think the defense for the Seahawks is going to be what sinks them. Offensively, they have plenty of firepower to match up with any of these teams. You know what I mean? But it's you could score 37 points, but you could lose a game, 45-37 because your defense can't stop anybody.
Yeah. No, absolutely. But and then, Brandy comes in and says golf playing with a broken thumb, ? That's another big storyline in this game. I would almost.
How is he going to throw?
Huh?
How is he going to throw the football with 2 screws inserted in his thumb? Like,
I think when I first saw this game, I kind of thought, there's a chance for an upset here. I could see the Rams pull an upset, and it's not as much on the Rams. I think it's more on the Seattle Seahawks with just how inconsistent they are and how bad that defense is. And I felt like at times Russell Wilson just hasn't played his best game this year at times. I know early on in the season we were talking about MVP candidacy with him, but I felt like he's kind of, slowed down a little bit. But that's the big storyline. He's probably going to play with a broken thumb. How well can he grip that football?
Can you blame him? Can you blame him? Like, can you blame Russ though? I mean, his back, he's probably got 3 herniated discs because he's been carrying that whole team the whole year.
Well, and on top of the defense, the offensive line play has not been good. They can't really run the football.
It's awful. It's awful. Their offensive line is terrible.
Yeah, I swear, you just see him. He's running for his life almost every play.
If you gave Russell Wilson even a halfway decent offensive line, that team would be scary offensively. Scary. Yeah. If you gave him 2.5, almost 3 seconds to throw the football, that team would be scary.
I agree, but that's kind of where they are, and that's kind of ultimately the reason why I would not pick the Seattle Seahawks to go very far. I almost feel like they might cap out at the divisional round. Now, I mean, they got Russell Wilson, and in this league, if you got a quarterback, you got a chance. Appreciate you joining the stream back, Ashley. But if you got the quarterback, you got the chance. So they got a quarterback, so they have a chance. But I remember going back to that Eagles game, and it's just like they wanted to lose that game to the Eagles so bad. And
they were like giving it to them.
Yeah. So I guess it just comes down to how can that defense play, and can they find a way to establish a little bit of a run game that will help out a Russell Wilson. If that run game gets going, then that will take some pressure off for the quarterback. But, man, I don't know. But I think ultimately when it comes down to this game, and everybody in the chat, you can go ahead and start putting your predictions down for the Seahawks and the Rams. When it comes down to this game, I guess I'm extremely unsure about how Jonathan Goff can play, or his first name isn't Jonathan, is it? Jared. I feel like I call him Jonathan all the time, but Jared Goff, how can he play with that broken thumb? Is he going to be able to actually be able to grip the football? What's up, TSR Sports and Entertainment? He says, Coach Butcher Block. Jared, appreciate you joining the stream. TSR, I'll drop the link in the chat if you want to hop up in here. But yeah, I think, and then also the Rams got their all sorts of issues too. So when we look at this spread real quick, let me try to get it up here on my phone. NFL, and then I'll make my final prediction. So to put a bow,
I am gonna go with the Rams though. I'm gonna go with the Rams beating Seattle. I am.
You going Rams?
I am because Aaron Donald is gonna have in that front seven is gonna have a field day against that terrible offensive line.
I got a feeling Chase T66 is gonna hate you saying that.
You watch. You watch that. It wouldn't surprise me if the Rams have 3 or 4 sacks today.
Yeah, that's the thing. You got
Seattle's offensive line is so bad. It's so bad. Like that's been their Achilles heel for like 3 seasons now. Like they've said it. I've been saying it forever that you gotta put some pieces in front of Russ so he can actually have time to see the field. I mean, it's Russ is lucky if he gets time to look for 2 reads before he's taken off and running. And that's not good enough, man, especially in this league.
Yep. So if you had to say a score, so as of right now, you're taking the Rams at plus 140, or you're taking the Rams at plus 3. The spread is 3.
27-17.
Wow, 10-point win for the Rams. Ashley Becker says, whatever, Boppy, you are picking wrong. She says Seahawks win 24-17. Jaquil says Seahawks win 30-24. So Bobby's on the leash with a Rams upset by 10. We both said that the Bills would win. That spread is at -6.5. That's going to be interesting. I don't know if oh man, that's a tough one. I don't know if I can take the Bills -6.5, but then again, I could. But as far as this game, -3 Seahawks.
I actually feel bad for Russ. Like he deserves a good offense. They need Pete needs to put a good offensive line in front of him. Russell Wilson has been that franchise for years. Like,
yeah,
put an offensive line in front of that man and watch what he can do.
Yeah. I definitely don't think I'll take the Seahawks -3, but I'm going to take them to win. I'm going to say we'll go kind of low scoring. Let's go 24-23. They'll find a way to score 23 points. 24-23, I'll take the Seahawks over the Rams in that one. TSR says Seahawks 27, Rams 24. Wilson is greater than Goff. So that's where he goes with that.
That is a fact though. Russ is a top 4 quarterback, top 4, top 5 quarterback in this league. Easy.
Right now, ESPN's talking about the Bills covered 8 straight games. They're 11-5 against the spread. Take that for what it's worth. Then, as far as Washington, 8-point underdog versus Tampa Bay, the largest playoff home underdog since 2011. Of course, Washington being able to host that game because they won their poor division. And Tampa Bay and Tom Brady's playing in his first wild card game since what is it, like 2013, 2012 or something like that. I saw. So that's pretty interesting to keep up. Vegas Sports Fanatics in the house says, sup. Appreciate you joining the stream, Vegas. Can't see the Rams putting up points with Goff's situation.
People forget the Rams can run though. They can.
Yeah.
They have
Cam Akers healthy.
They have a couple of more than serviceable running backs, though.
So we'll look at the season leaders for passing. Goff, 370 of 552 for 3,952 yards, 20 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. So, haven't been passing a lot of touchdowns, and he's got those 13 interceptions. Then you look at Russell Wilson, 384 for 458 for 4,212 yards, 40 touchdowns to the same interceptions as Goff of 13. So he's definitely got a better TD to interception ratio. Rushing yards, Cam Akers, 145 carries for 625 and 2 touchdowns. They kind of do it by committee. They've got someone else. I forgot his name.
Henderson.
Henderson. Yeah, they kind of do it by committee.
I like him better. Honestly,
he's not been bad. I had him on one of my fantasy teams.
I think he runs. But I like that Derek. I'm kind of an old school when it comes to running backs. I like that. I like running backs like Derek. Built like Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
I know the league is heading towards the scat back. The 3 down back, but
who can catch the ball out of the backfield.
But I do. I think Henderson runs harder than Akers. So. I do like him.
And then we'll finish it out with receiving. Cooper Kupp, 92 catches for 974 yards and 3 touchdowns. So pretty productive year there, but not a lot of touchdowns. Like I say, Goff has only thrown 20 touchdowns. And then for Seattle, DK Metcalf, 83 catches, 1,303 yards and 10 touchdowns. They catch lightning in a bottle with that dude. He is he's one fast football player, that's for sure. It is at Seattle. And right here, it's not giving me a weather update there. So I do not know what the weather is going to look like in Seattle. So that will put a bow on that one. Real quick, I want to just go ahead and do this one again. Give a big shout out to Butcher's Block and Patriots Talk for joining me this morning. This is his YouTube channel, Butcher's Block and Patriots Talk. He's almost at 2,800 subscribers. Go, if you haven't yet subscribed to Butcher's Block and Patriots Talk, go hit that red bell. And then if you want to join him, join his membership gang, help support the channel. Dude's an awesome, genuine dude, as you can tell. Unfortunately, he's a Patriots fan, but we always look past that. He's a Boston Celtics fan, which is awesome because I like the Celtics.
I do try and keep it as realistic as I can, though. I try to be as less of a Patriot honk as I can.
Yeah. Yeah, and you do a good job with it. And like I say, he does a lot of play-by-play. He does sports videos. He does some sports talks like this. We're going to get back to it. We keep talking about it. We're going to put our foot down. We're going to get back to bringing back Across the Map Sports, where we just talk about, that is exactly what it is. We talk about sports across the maps. We'll start doing that. We might pick out a day.
That's coming back. That's definitely going to get back into the work. We might
pick out a day like Wednesday nights at 9 or 8 or something like that. We'll pick a day. We'll get it figured out, and we'll do that. But if you support the Coach Plays, you support Butcher's Block and Patriots Talk. Go over there and do it. It needs to be done. Like I say, he does a really good job, guys. And Butcher Block, I appreciate you very much. So
he was bugging me, so I had to grab him.
Yeah, that's the thing. TSR, there he is. There's Diesel. I would Dolly, but she is out.
Diesel making an appearance.
Dolly is out right now, and I want her to remain out. So I'll let her sleep. TSR says Butcher Block road to 3K. I feel like me and Butcher's got our own little competition going right now. We are so close to each other. I passed him a little bit, and then he has soared right back. He's at 2,800. I think I'm close to like 2,700. We got a nice little competition going. And at the end of the day, grow them together, and that's what it all matters.
Oh yeah, man. We're right around the same number, I think. Pretty close to it.
Yeah. Brandy says, I think Wolford takes some snaps for the Rams. I mean, it could be, depending on how healthy that thumb is. Johnny Mack says, it's looking like Alex Smith might not start. FanDuel says Alex Smith is trending to not starting today. I don't understand that. I haven't heard that.
He'll start. He'll start. No matter what they say, he'll start.
Right? And if he doesn't start, is that just a coach's decision?
No, he'll start. There's no way. Don't believe any of that. There's no way they won't start him.
Yeah.
He gives them the best chance to win. They won't. They'll start him.
Says Derrick Henry, best old school running back in the NFL. Kamara, probably best all around.
Henry is a beast. Like, once you get that guy running downhill, forget about it. Yeah. Forget about it.
I definitely take Derrick, and I'm not trying to be a homer here. I take Derrick Henry as the best running back in the league. And when you talk about Kamara, best all around, he can do it in between the tackles. So he can do it outside. He can catch it. Yeah, absolutely. I think he's right there. You don't need to forget about Christian McCaffrey. Had some injuries this year, but that dude's a stud. But the injuries are starting to be an issue for him. If he can't stay healthy, then I always say your best trade is availability. But what I'll talk on this, and then we'll get on to our next games. We still got plenty of time. Gonna have this stream up to about 11:30, just about 20 minutes before I go live for the Colts and the Bills. But the AP All Pro Awards came out. The voting came out, and Derrick Henry, of course, gets the first team All Pro running back, but he doesn't go unanimous. There's 50 votes. He got 47 out of 50. That irks me. There's 3 votes for Kamara. Am I saying Kamara's not worthy of votes? I think he's worthy. The dude is a great football player. But there's only been 8 rushers in the NFL history to rush for over 2,000 yards. I feel like at that point, when you get into that upper echelon, and it's harder to run the football in this league. I mean, everybody wants to pass. The leagues are
it's a throwing league now.
Yes.
So running. When you get a running back like that, it's kind of uncommon to see.
I just feel like when you get 2,000 yards, you should be unanimous. I don't know. Who cares? Maybe that puts a chip on Derrick Henry's shoulder, And I honestly think there needs to be more.
And that's the last thing you want to do.
Yeah, I think there needs to be more talk of as far as MVP for him. I know Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers. He's got the stats. You know what? I heard this the other day, and I haven't really thought about it. But man, there's been a few times in leagues NFL history where you get co-MVPs. Yeah. I would not mind a co-MVP right there with Aaron Rodgers and Derrick Henry. I think Aaron Rodgers has the MVP, but I really would not mind a co-MVP there to recognize just what Derrick Henry has done, not only this year, but last year. Back-to-back rushing titles, first time since LaDainian Tomlinson. And then he rushes for over 2,000. And honestly, if it wasn't for that dang Browns game, he would have broke the all-time leading rusher. He had 60 yards rushing in that Browns game, and they got down like 35-7. If it wasn't for that, he definitely would have had the all-time rushing record. But I digress.
Yeah.
Trying to see if my chat is not working. I think I might be a little bit behind. We'll get into the next game. I am a little bit behind. For some reason, my chat is not working, so I'll pull it up on my phone. Oh, no, there it goes. It's finally back. What's up, Landon? Appreciate you joining the stream. Blaze Radio is in the house. He says, you guys both rock. 2 of the realest dudes on YouTube. Much respects. Props to you. Both keep up the great work. Even though you're Titans and Pats fans. Appreciate you very much, Blaze Radio. we talk about, we do play-by-plays, and there's some great sports play-by-plays. I always say the best play-by-play in all YouTube is Blaze Radio. He does an incredible job doing play-by-play of WWE 2K Universe. He's just insane with what he does. Appreciate you very much, Blaze Radio.
Is Blaze is he a Steelers fan?
I think he's a Steelers fan.
I think he's a Steelers fan, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Blaze, them early 2000s must have really hurt your soul, bro. Sorry. Like when Troy Brown returned that punt. Oh, that must have hurt.
Bringing up some bad memories, aren't you?
That must have hurt.
So I'm trying to look through here because, like I say, I definitely did get a little bit behind. Like I say, appreciate you joining the stream, Landon.
He says, "Thanks, bro. You think maybe just a little."
He goes, "I just remember the 6 rings." LOL.
But I will say this: the Patriots and Steelers rivalry in the 2000s was awesome, back and forth, and just those hard-fought games at Heinz Field, and it was, that was a lot of fun, man. We're gonna get back there. Believe
Johnny
me,
Mac
both of our teams.
He says, Ian Rappaport is reporting on Twitter at 8:36. Alex Smith's leg is trending worse and worse.
Ooh, but remember the last game they did say that like his calf was like really bugging him.
Yeah,
I remember them saying the last game they were playing, they were talking about it. The announcers were talking about it, that I think it was his calf was bad, was really bad. Like he strained it or pulled it or something.
I'm guessing it is that the same calf of the same leg,
the surgically repaired leg. Yeah, and they showed some like some band that they had to like put around it to keep it like stable. You know what I mean? It was like this like resistance band or something, and it was like a big, like bulky, like brace. So my thinking is they're probably starting to report on it now that it's probably strained pretty bad.
Well, I mean, if that's the case, if he's having some serious issues with that leg, we might possibly be seeing his last year of his career. He came back. He accomplished so much. He's got the comeback player of the year, which he 100% deserves. But if
that dude was like on death's door.
I do see here, it says game time decision tonight is Alex Smith will work out his calf this afternoon. That's going to be terrible if he can't play. I want to see him play in that game.
Talk about a crappy way to go out, you know?
Yeah. And man, when you talk, we'll get on into the next games here in just a minute, but when you talk about Alex Smith, the dude had a heck of a career. He's just a really good quarterback, and he could have came really close to winning some Super Bowls, but everywhere he's went, he's really found ways to win games. I think he was in San Francisco at the wrong time. They struggled. They couldn't put a roster around him. Then he went over to Kansas City and actually had a pretty good roster around him that was growing, and he was winning football games there.
Yeah.
Then they draft the best player in the league in Patrick Mahomes. And then he's went over to Washington, and he's, they might be 7-9, but Washington don't win many divisions, and he's got them back to division champs. And I think Alex Smith is going to go down as just a really good quarterback in NFL history.
Blazed, exactly. They told him he would never walk again, never mind play football.
There was a chance he might not live.
Yeah, I mean, when they were going to amp, they would have to, when they were, when the bad infection, they might have had to amputate that whole story is crazy. The fact that he's even on a football field is insane.
It went from the infection was working through his blood system to where it could affect and ultimately lose his life to they might have to amputate to then, they were able to finally control it and let alone walk again. And now he's back in the NFL. What's up, Hot Take Hockey? Appreciate you joining the stream. He goes, hey, guys, look at the legendary duo. Hey, Hot Take Hockey's legendary. Guys, if y'all don't have a Hot Take Hockey, make sure you go click on his name right now, look him up.
Dude, his hockey streams are epic.
And we're all just itching for hockey. Butchered Block and Patriots Talk is going to be doing some Boston Bruins streams. I'm going to be doing some Nashville Predators streams. Hot Take Hockey does about any stream out there in the NHL. I mean, he's doing USA Hockey right now, but he's by far the best hockey play-by-play guy. And we can all respect that, because if you ever try to do hockey play-by-play,
hockey's tough, man. Hockey
you
is
know
real
real
tough.
quick that is hard. I did one game. I was like, I actually now respect the radio analysts, the play-by-play guys for like any hockey team, because man, they keep up with it, and it is just nonstop.
Yeah, no, HTH's hockey streams are epic.
So, like I said with Butcher, if you support the Coach Plays, you got to support Butcher, because we're a big community family in here. And if you support the Coach Plays, you got to support Hot Take Hockey. Just another part of that community family. Go give him a follow, a subscription, guys. Appreciate you very much. So Hot Take Hockey. Brandy says Hot Take Hockey. Yo, watch the USA versus Canada junior game. And
he's just a good dude too. Like
fun.
HTH is just a good dude too. He's just an all-around good dude. Like,
absolutely. So I'm gonna get in. We'll go to the next game. We went through the first two games. Now we're gonna get into the third game, which is tonight's night game. Butcher, is there any chance you stream this game? I thought there might be a chance you stream it.
No, I'm taking tonight off. The girlfriend bought some furniture, so I got roped into that. So gotcha. I'm gonna have to go move some furniture around and put some stuff together tonight.
Hey, I mean, it takes what it takes. Absolutely. So we're gonna get into this game. We're gonna share a screen. It's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Washington Football Team. You have 11-5 team going on the road to face a 7-9 team, Washington Football Team, who won their division. Matchup predictors giving Washington 25.4% chance to win this game. Tampa Bay is at a 74% chance. When you look at this spread, it's minus 8.5. I want to take the 8.5 and run with it.
Oh yeah. Tampa Bay by 17.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And if Alex Smith doesn't play, Tampa Bay by 27.
Yeah, seriously. So before we get in and dive into this game, as always, guys, hit the thumbs up. That always helps out the stream. Share it out to grow the conversation. Get more people in this chat. That way we're just reacting to what everybody's comments are. I will be live at noon today streaming the Bills versus the Colts game. And as always, guys, if you haven't subscribed to the Coach Plays, hit that red button, hit that bell, #flight to 3K. So getting into this game, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Washington Football Team. We'll look at the season leaders. Tom Brady, I felt like there was just a lot of hate on Tom Brady going into this year. He ain't got what it's taking. It's done. It's over. The Buccaneers are wasting their time. And Tom Brady, very quietly.
And then he throws 40 touchdown passes.
401 of 610 passing attempts, 4,633, 40 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. That is better stats than Russell Wilson, people.
So like that's 400 to 600. You know what I mean? So, 4 out of every 6 passes is complete. Like the dude, he's still a dude. He's still the guy. He's still the GOAT.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, NFL.
You look at Alex Smith, 168 of 252, 1,582 yards, 6 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. I know those are not good stats, but it's what he brings to the team.
It's the leadership, the locker room. Yeah,
he puts them in good situations. A lot of times they'll win first downs. They'll be ahead of the chains. He helps out that team. He's the only reason why they are where they are. I mean, I think you take Alex Smith out of this equation, they might be a 3-win team. Now, we don't get it mistaken. They're not an 11 or 12-win team, but they're a division-winning team. They deserve to be here. I know a lot of people's got thoughts on should a team under 500 be here. Well, in the type of platform we're in now, they deserve to be here. They won the division. Now, do they deserve to host a playoff game? That's a whole nother story that I don't agree with. But
no, this game should absolutely be played in Tampa Bay. Absolutely. 11-5 and 7-9, and that division was awful. 7-9, and you're hosting a playoff game. I would tell you what you could do with that, but this is a PG channel.
They definitely need to find a way to rework that if you win your division but you're below 500, you have to travel or something like that. You at least have to be 8-8, right?
You don't get, just because you win your division doesn't mean you get to host a playoff game. No, that's not how that works.
Yeah.
The NFC least.
All right, so we got real quick. I want to put this in here that Hot Take Hockey said, because we want to get into the lines and all that stuff. Hot Take Hockey, I didn't know was he puts a little scratch on games, so that's entertaining to find out. He said I put down 20 for a 3 parlay: Bills -6.5, Seahawks -3.5, and Bucks -8. I feel really good about 2 of those, and I'm worried about 1. I'm worried about that Seahawks -3.5. I just don't see them finish teams, man.
Yeah, no, no, I could see that working out if the Seahawks offense.
But don't forget,
if the Seahawks offense is as explosive as it is, it could work.
But Butcher, don't forget, who did you pick that game?
I picked the Rams, but I could see that working out though.
Yeah.
It all depends on what Rams team you get.
Now, it wouldn't win as much money, Hot Take Hockey, but I would look. I'm still looking at a bet today, and I think that might be the bet. I might take Bills -6.5, Bucks -8, and Seahawks money line. I then feel a little bit better about that bet. It wouldn't win as much, but it would still be solid.
What's the money line?
It's probably just -110. Oh no, not 110. It's -165, which ain't terrible.
He said oh, that's right. That's right. HTH is a Seahawks guy, so he couldn't bet against his team.
I didn't know that. He goes, I'm a Seahawks fan, so I couldn't bet against my guys. That's where you get in trouble.
John, hey, sorry, man. I'm taking the Rams. I'm sorry, dude. I'm taking LA in that game.
Yeah, absolutely. Hot Take Hockey, if you want to hop up in this stream, just let me know. I'll drop the link. We love to have you if you want to chill with us for a little bit. But yeah, so let me log into this real quick. I want to see what that parlay would be at just $15. I like say, remember, Chase T66 had a parlay of all the favorites on the money line except for the Tennessee Titans. He took the Titans on a money line. He put $25 to win $250. That was pretty good. So I'm going to take, let's look at this. Let's take the Bills -6.5. Let's take Seahawks money line, and let's take Buccaneers -8.5. That gives you a plus 473 return. So at a $15 bet, you would win. No, that's 55. That looked a lot better. $15 bet, you win $85. That's pretty solid, right?
Yeah, that's not bad.
It's not bad.
That is not bad.
But man, I could see the Colts hanging there. And as Titans fans, you want to root for the Colts.
Aren't they in your division? I thought so, right?
The Colts are, yes.
Yeah.
But you want to root for, if you're a Titans fan, you root for the Colts because if they upset the Bills, then you don't have to travel to the Bills, and then the Colts have to travel to the Chiefs the next week. So then that would leave the Titans with Steelers or Browns.
Hey, I don't care how this ends up as long as I don't have to see Kansas City in the Super Bowl again.
Yeah. I was really happy for someone like Andy Reid, but I just hate how overtaking they are, Well,
like I said, once again, if this wasn't a PG stream, I would tell you exactly what I think the Kansas City Chiefs can go do this year.
Yeah, Ty Walker says Jared Goff only playing in the first half. That could be a possibility, and then I do really like the spread for the Rams. If Jared Goff isn't healthy and that thumb can't go, then yeah, I like the Seahawks -3.5. If that injury is holding him back. So we'll get back into this game just for a little bit, even though I feel like this has probably got the biggest. It definitely does have the biggest chance for the blowout of the day. The biggest question is Mike Evans is questionable. Did you see that injury he had last game?
Wait, what was that?
Mike Evans. He hyperextended his knee. I don't really.
Yeah, is that when he went to go plant and cut, right?
Yeah, I haven't
gave out on
heard
him, right?
any update on how he's doing, but it did not look good. It did not look good. So I don't know if he'll play today. Mike Evans questionable. You got LaShawn McCoy, he's out. Alex Smith is questionable. Thomas Davis Sr., the linebacker for the Washington football team's out. That's a big one. It is going to be 37 degrees in Washington, and it's going to be sunny. So, like I say, I just think you go back to you take the Tampa Bay Buccaneers -8. I think that's where that one's at. It would be I don't know. Did you see where Chase Young came out and said he wants him some Tom Brady?
Yeah. Listen, as much as Chase Young is ridiculous, like he is really good. Like I've never like he's fast, he's agile, he can get off blocks, like he's good.
Yeah.
But it's a bad idea to challenge Tom Brady. The last time someone they started talking too early, ask Mohamed Sanu and ask the Atlanta Falcons sideline what happened when they were barking in the third quarter that they were going to win. Ask them what happened. What happened? Yeah, 28-3 happened.
Yep.
Not a good idea to poke Tom Brady.
No, like I say, I mean, you definitely have to like it if you're a Washington football team just a little bit because of just where they come from.
I do like the swag though.
Yeah,
I like the swag. I like the confidence. I like it.
Yeah, and then on top of that, boy, they hit big with him. He's going to be a stud in this league for quite some time. Chase Young, I know Gridiron Blitz is upset because the Lions weren't able to get their hands on him. You just felt like coming in the draft, Chase Young was the dude, and I don't know what he had as far as stats this year, but he just every time I watched a football team game, he was all over it. All over it.
Like I know a lot of Giants fans wanted him too. I know they wanted Chase Young when they were picking when they were high in the draft that year too.
Yeah. Yeah. Hot Take Hockey says, I went with the hot take of Bills Seahawks Super Bowl back in March. Depends what Russ the Hawks get. He will make or break them. Hopefully Russ cooks. I could 100% see the Bills in the Super Bowl. But after watching some Seahawks games, I just can't see the Seahawks make it.
I don't. Yeah, like the Hawks are going to have to run the gauntlet to get there.
Yeah,
I mean they're going to have. I mean you want to talk about playing like you want to talk about playing like the game of your life like three times in a row to get there. They're going to have to run a gauntlet. That's the only thing that concerns me with them. And like if you have to play teams like the Bucks, like the Packers, like the Saints, those teams are offensive juggernauts. Like it's going to be tough. That's going to be real tough. And I am rooting for anything. Yeah, like anything but I don't want to see the Chiefs. I hope if it is a Chiefs Bills AFC title game, which that would be entertaining because I think the Bills defense could actually make the Chiefs work for the points they get. I'm rooting for the Bills.
Yeah, I hear you. It'd be really good to see for the Bills Mafia as well. Brandy says, contract talk for Josh Allen. Hope he signs before Dak to further the cost for the Cowboys. That's going to be – we'll get into this, at a later date because we want to talk about the playoffs right now, but we'll have our across the map sports talks where, all you guys will be able to come in on the comments, create a topic, and we'll talk about it. And this is one that I think we'll definitely talk about once we hit the offseason is what do the Cowboys do with Dak Prescott? I mean, coming off of a big offseason, coming off of the big season where Dak Prescott gets hurt, what does that do to his price tag? Yeah, it clearly showed the Dallas Cowboys definitely needed him, but they don't want to pay that money, that's for sure. And then how much money do they have to go around? They're paying a lot of big players big money, and then I do believe, if my knowledge is correct, he passed up on a $33 million contract. And if I was Dak Prescott, that probably wouldn't have looked too bad right about now with the guaranteed money. So I don't know. So that wraps up the first 3 games of today. So now this comes into, we get into next week, or not next week, tomorrow's games. And this will bring us to my favorite game, of course, being a Tennessee Titans fan. We're going to get into Tennessee Titans and Baltimore Ravens. That game is noon tomorrow. As of right now, I plan on doing that stream. As of right now, if for some reason I don't do that stream, I'll do one of the later games. It's always shaky doing your own team. Butcher Block always covers his Patriots. When it's me and I'm doing Titan streams, I either really happy or I get extremely pissed off, and my channel can go from PG to not so PG really quick.
Yeah, in a hurry. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That, like I said, that Titans D is that Titans D is that's the only thing that would scare me. Like that back not so much the front. You know what I mean? It's not so much the front, it's the back end of it. The back half of that Titans defense is just, it's too unstable.
It's bad. It's so bad. What makes it so
and
worse?
It started off at the beginning of the year not so bad. Like they started off pretty good, and then it just over the season they just got progressively worse.
We'll get to y'all's comments really quick. I just want to get in on this topic. It's really bad to watch the defense play because, as a Tennessee Titans fan, if you're a Titans fan, you know this. You're watching the best offense in Titans history. You really are. It's no doubt about it. Between Derrick Henry and between Ryan Tannehill and the 2 receivers, A.J. Brown, Corey Davis, Jonnu Smith, that offensive line, even without a Taylor Lewan, it's by far the best offense in Tennessee Titans history. Ryan Tannehill has already passed up tons of Steve McNair stats. He's just been a dude. The Titans look even better for the contract they gave him. It's actually a pretty team-friendly deal. Other quarterbacks already getting paid way more than what a Tannehill is, so that is working out great for the Titans. The Titans have the best offense in franchise history, and I've said this a couple times. The Titans have an offense that's a Super Bowl winning offense. Unfortunately, they have a defense that's a 3-13 defense, and that's extremely tough to watch.
If that defense was even slightly better, their chances of going far into the playoffs would greatly improve. Even slightly better, like if they were even an average defense, like they could make a legitimate run at it.
They just had key departures over the offseason. I think the biggest one was Dean Pease, the defensive coordinator, former Raven defense coordinator.
Yeah.
He retired. Now, halfway through the season, he has came out to social medias in Nashville and talking about how he misses it and how he wouldn't be opposed to coming back. I think there's a chance he might come back. And if I'm Mike Vrabel, I definitely take him back in the offseason because that dude is a great defensive mind. But not only that, you decided to go away from a lot of defensive leaders because they might have started getting long in the tooth, and you were probably banking on a lot of younger guys bringing up that leadership. And that's not always an easy deal. And when I'm talking about those leaders, you're talking about trading away Jarrell Casey for a 7th-round draft pick, just kind of getting rid of his contract because they were probably wanting to go out and get pass rushers. We'll talk about that in a second. So you get rid of Jarrell Casey. Now, he did have a season-ending injury at week 1, so maybe that was a good call. But like I say, he's a massive leader. Wesley Woodyard, linebacker, another big leader, long in the tooth. Play might have been starting to decline, but I didn't think it was declining that bad. And I think the Titans needed that linebacker depth. And then Logan Ryan is another one, defensive back, former Patriot. I think the Titans wanted him back, but I think for a while there, his price tag, his personal price tag was a lot higher than the Titans wanted to give. So that marriage never did happen, even though he ended up going
they
to
were
the Jets.
They were trying to negotiate with him for what seemed like a month.
Yeah, and then he ended up going to the Jets where he only won 2 games, and he didn't even go to them with a lot of money. So I don't know. That was a marriage that should have stayed. Like, say, he wasn't fast. He was struggled to cover people, but you put him in that safety position, free him up a little bit, and then send him on some blitzes. He was still really good getting after the quarterback. Those are 3 key leaderships, 4 if you count DPs, that I think has really hurt the Tennessee Titans. And then Kevin Byard was one of the best safeties in the league last year. This year, his play has declined so much, and I think it's because they're asking him to do so many more things, and he's not being able to play free and just be that ball hawk the Tennessee Titans have always seen. So that has really hurt the Tennessee Titans defense, and that load has been put on the Titans offense to have to carry them.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It seems like if the Titans don't score like 27 plus points, they lose the game.
Sometimes it's even more. Vegas, the sports fanatic, says Titans over the Ravens. Brandy says the Titans secondary. I got the Ravens. That's it could be very true. Titans secondary, though, they've been horrible. Absolutely. Ty Walker says Titans should have a 62% chance of winning. That's the thing. And it's been to see the Patriot or the Ravens come out at a -3.5 favorite on the road in Tennessee. It kind of pissed me off. It did, and I feel like
that's kind of disrespectful.
Absolutely. What's the old saying? As a home,
you get 3 points as a home favorite.
You get 3 points, right?
Yeah.
So that means that the Baltimore Ravens are a 6.5 point favorite in this game.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I don't see that. Now, can the Ravens win? Absolutely. But, man, this worst case scenario, I thought the Titans should be a -1 in this game. But they're not. And so, but honestly, if you would have asked me what do I prefer, I want the Titans to be +3.5. I want the Titans to feel disrespected, and I want Derrick Henry to come out with a mindset, you still can't tackle me. Prove it. You know?
I want Derrick Henry to go full beast quake on the Ravens this weekend.
Yep.
Seriously, like channel his inner Marshawn Lynch and just run through that team.
No, absolutely. It's definitely what I want.
Let's be honest, Coach. Lamar hasn't proved himself in the playoffs. He's choked.
That's where it comes down to this game. I think the Ravens have all the pressure. I think Lamar Jackson and the Ravens have all the pressure because all you've heard all week long is Lamar Jackson is 0-2 in the playoffs. Is he going to go 0-3? Is he the quarterback that gets you good stats and gets you to the postseason but can't get it done? He's got all the pressure. He's had this whole week. He's had to field those questions. You know,
Lamar Jackson is Phillip Rivers 2.0. Excellent in the regular season, folds under pressure in the playoffs.
Yeah, but yet he can't even. And I'm not trying to he's not a prototypical sit in the pocket, pass the ball down the field.
No,
there's a reason why they're 32nd in the league in passing. He's a glorified running back playing quarterback position. He can throw the ball, but he's not going to be that guy who sits in the pocket. He's trying to impress. He's trying to improve in those areas, but it just hasn't worked out yet. And the Titans have to force him to try to win the game over the air. They have
in the air. They have to. They have if they can for as bad as that Titan and as questionable as that Titan defense is.
It's bad. You can say
because at times it plays halfway. The second.
Malcolm Butler. is still a very good piece in that secondary, and
You have to
they've
make
had injuries like their rookie Christian Fulton and Adoree Jackson has been out all year. Those pieces are back now. Maybe they get a little bit better. It still comes down to the pass rush. The Titans are terrible in pass rush. They got 4 sacks last week. Maybe they can build off that, but
you have to keep Lamar in the pocket. If you like a 58% thrower, I don't care if you have the worst defense in the league. A 58% guy, career guy, is not going to win you a game. If you make him throw the ball 30, 35, if you make him throw the ball 30 times, you're going to get him to make 2 or 3 mistakes, and you're going to get the interceptions and the turnover.
Yep. No, I mean, that has to be the recipe. They have to load the box, and they have to defend.
Challenge Lamar. Say, you're not gonna run on us. Beat us through the air. Challenge them.
They have to seal the edge too. They have to have their edge defenders, whether it be an outside linebacker or a safety coming downhill. I think someone like Kenny Vaccaro is really going to have to play a good game of coming down in the run fits and being able to seal these edges, because you don't want J.K. Dobbins or preferably Lamar Jackson to be able to get around you. You want to keep it inside the box, and then you need people like Rashad Evans to be able to run fit, David Long Jr. They have to be able to take care of the business inside between the tackles, and you can't allow them to get outside on the edges. You just can't.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be interesting to see when you look at team leaders. We'll talk about the stats. Lamar Jackson, 242 of 376 for 2,757 yards, 27 touchdowns to 9 interceptions. That's probably been the only positive for Lamar. He's done a fairly decent job of keeping the turnovers. As far as in the air interceptions, a little bit limited. I don't know what his fumbles are. But then Ryan Tannehill, just another great year of backing up his stats last year. 315 for 481, 3,819 yards, 33 touchdowns and 7 interceptions. Rushing yards, Lamar Jackson's the leading rusher for the Ravens at 159 carries, 1,005 yards, 7 touchdowns. So another quarterback to get over that 1,000-yard mark. And then Derrick Henry, the workhorse, 378 carries, a lot of carries for Derrick Henry. But
the Army tank with a Ferrari engine.
Yeah, absolutely. 2,027 yards, 17 touchdowns, becoming the 8th rusher to break the 2,000-yard mark. And I want to add this. There was only one other running back in NFL history to have 2,000 or more rushing yards and 15 or more touchdowns in the same season. That was Terrell Davis at 2,000 and something yards rushing. He's like 2,008 yards rushing and 21 touchdowns. That year, he won the MVP. Just want to put that in there. Receiving yards, Hollywood Brown, 58 catches for 769 yards, 8 touchdowns. He's been very inconsistent. Baltimore really needed that number 1 receiver. I don't know if he's that. And then for the Tennessee Titans,
no, he's that. It's just that Lamar can't throw.
Yeah. It's been the A.J. Brown show, 70 catches, 1,075 yards, and 11 touchdowns. Like I say, they do have Corey Davis, who just finished under 1,000. Ravens got a lot of people questionable. We'll see where this leads. Willie Snead, questionable. Marlon Humphrey, questionable. Yannick Ngakwe, I don't know how to say his last name, questionable. Patrick McCarry, questionable. And Jimmy Smith, questionable for the Tennessee Titans. About the healthiest they have been all year long. Aaron Brewer, their backup center, he's kind of a swing guy. He is out. So that's it. In Nashville tomorrow, 43 degrees
and a defensive end.
What's that?
So 2 corners and a defensive end are all questionable for the Ravens. That could play into the Titans' run game real well. Especially that if Yannick Ngakwe doesn't play, that's huge.
Yeah.
Run that way. Whichever side he plays on, run that direction. Take advantage of that rookie on the end.
So Brandy says Titans have the ability to keep the defense off the field. That's the thing. They need those long extending drives. They absolutely need those long extending drives. Titans going to have to get off on third downs. Brandy says I see the Ravens playing single high safety more that might be a good thing for the Titans. They're definitely going to play a lot of single high safety because that's going to allow them to bring another dude in the box, and you're going to see them play that single high safety to load the box and try to slow down that rushing attack, which then can be, and this is where Titans have made their hay with play action. The Tennessee Titans are one of the best play action teams in the league.
Oh, if you pull that single high safety in far enough with the play action, the over the top is going to be there all game.
Yeah. Absolutely. My wife just texted me a picture.
I didn't even have to ask who that was.
She just texted me a picture, and I'll send this picture. I'll show this picture to y'all. So my dog is Dolly, a golden a Labradoodle, and the owners of these dogs just posted that they still have 2 more left. And my wife said, "There's 2 left. You want one? Do you want to give him a sister or brother?" And I said, "Nope." The potty training phase and all that stuff right now is with one is a challenge enough. I could
She's
not
going to come home with one. You know that, right?
I could not imagine having one dog biting the crap out of my ankle on this ankle and then the other one on the opposite ankle.
Oh, she's going to come home with the other one.
Oh, goodness gracious. Well, if that ever happened, they better come home with a free price tag because the first one wasn't too cheap. Brandy says, I did not take Lamar's accuracy in account. Good point.
Yeah. He's only a 58.5% career passer. Make him throw.
Yep.
What do you think the Patriots did when they beat him? They kept him. They kept Lamar in the tackle box and made him throw the football. They took the run away from him. They took the run away and they made him sit in the pocket. And if you do that to a guy like Lamar, a guy who's only 50% accurate, he's going to make mistakes. Make him throw 30 times and you'll get two or three interceptions out of it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So we'll put a bow on that one. Tennessee Titans and Baltimore Ravens face off tomorrow at noon. Like say, I'm probably going to stream that game, so just be aware of that. 11-5 Ravens, 6-2 on the road at the Tennessee Titans, who are 11-5 and 5-3 at home. So that will do that one. Let me see. We will go to the next game, which is the Chicago Bears at the New Orleans Saints.
No, Ty, you have to keep him in the tackle box. If he can scramble from tackle to tackle, I mean, that might not be the pocket, but just keep him, contained. Make him throw. Even if he's scrambling, don't let him get the edge. He can run from end to end, back and forth in that backfield, all he wants.
No, absolutely. Let's see. I'm trying to do something real quick.
Oh, the Saints are going to crush this team. It's not even going to be close.
You don't give the Bears much of a chance, do you?
Oh, that number, that graph that you're looking at, that 78 should be 98.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. The Bears don't stand a chance. The Saints are gonna absolutely demolish this team. They don't Saints by 17 at least.
Trying to look at this spread. Chicago Bears at New Orleans Saints. That is a minus 10 spread.
The Bears should have fired Mitch Trubisky a long time ago.
Well, now can you do it now? I mean, that's the question.
I'm just saying they're moronic for keeping him there. But then again, the owner is like older than the Tales of the Crypt guy. She's like older than dirt itself. So it doesn't surprise me.
I'm guessing Mitchell Trubisky is going to be your starter. I think he's been the starter for the past few weeks in this one.
I can't trust that. I can't trust that Chicago Bears team in a game like this. I have no faith, like none.
No, that's where was it the Minnesota Vikings that had the other chance of being in the postseason?
I think so. Yeah, they lost like last week and like week like 15 they were eliminated, I think.
I would have much rather seen them have a chance.
I would have rather have seen the Vikings play the Saints. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
That would have been, to me, that would have been a much more entertaining game than the Bears.
No, absolutely. And my wife is texting me about that dog again. So there you go.
I'm telling you, she's gonna pull up and she's gonna have the dog in her arm and she's gonna go, look.
No shot.
Yep.
Guys, we're up to 26 likes. Appreciate y'all very much for
it's gonna happen, coach.
Yeah, appreciate y'all very much for coming in here and getting us up to 26 likes. Let's see if we can get to 30. We're going to be on for about close to another hour, maybe about 50 minutes, as we're going to have this stream up until about 11:30. Now up to 27 likes. As a reminder, I will be live for the Bills and Colts game here at noon Central Time. So we'll get off this about 11:30. That'll give me a 20-minute break, and we'll get right back at it for the Bills and Colts action. So I welcome all y'all to come back to that. Hit the thumbs up. Share this thing out to grow the conversation. As we are in the morning, we are about close to an hour away from the 2020 NFL playoffs. I guess you might want to call it 2021 NFL playoffs getting ready to start between the Bills and the Colts. So with that being said, let's get into this one. I mean, you got the 8-8 Chicago Bears, 5-3 on the road at New Orleans Saints, who are 12-4, 6-2 at home. 21% matchup predictor for the Bears, 78.9 for the Saints. And Butcher says no chance for the Bears, and I tend to agree. The spread is -10, Butcher. What's your first thoughts?
Oh, the Saints will cover that in a heartbeat.
In a heartbeat, he says.
Yeah, the Saints will cover. There's just like the Bears just offensively are screwed. Like they're up a creek. There's no way they're going to be able to keep up offensively. None. And you like there's been multiple games this year where they've leaned on that defense for 3 quarters to keep them in it. And that fourth quarter, you can tell they're just exhausted. They're literally just gassed. They have nothing left. And the game just the defense just gives out. Like you can't win like that,
No. And, Brandy says Bears have 5 to 8 plays. They're not respected in the pass game. I don't even know if the Bears are respected in the run game.
The Bears aren't respected, period.
No. They're just not. So, we go over the stats here. Passing, Mitchell Trubisky, 199 for 297. Reminder, like say, they kind of went with Foles throughout the year a little bit. 2,055 yards, 16 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. There's times I look at Trubisky and there's times I say, he has a shot. He has a shot. But I don't know. I mean, if he goes to another organization, is there a chance that you could really see him progress his game?
No. Let me answer that with one quick answer. No.
He's not a Trubisky believer.
No.
No shot.
Those idiots in Chicago passed on Patrick Mahomes for Mitch Trubisky. Let that sink in for a second. Let that marinate for a second. Like, come on,
they
man.
took him over Patrick Mahomes. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Brutal. I'm going to put this one in the
Brandy
chat.
says, as a Packers fan, I love Trubisky. I bet you do. I bet you do.
Mean, you might need to love him. He might be on the Patriots next year.
No, they're going after Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, now that we'll talk about that here in a minute.
Hey, Houston, you want 2 firsts and Stephon Gilmore? Done.
Ooh, give him 2 firsts and Stephon Gilmore, huh?
for Deshaun. People forget Deshaun Watson is 25 years old.
Deshaun Watson is an MVP type quarterback.
He is 25 years old.
Hey,
I would
prefer them to trade him to an NFC team.
$1.1 million in cap space.
I would prefer them to trade him out of the conference, like trade him to an NFC team. But hey, get him out of the AFC South. And Texans will reside in the bottom of the AFC South because Trevor Lawrence coming over to Jacksonville at least could get them to third.
You want to know why I want to see the Patriots get Deshaun Watson too? Because it's all part of Belichick's master plan. Caserio goes to the Texans.
I didn't think about that.
Caserio goes to the Texans. I want to see the NFL lose its mind.
Yep. I tell you another candidate, and like say we're talking about playoffs, so we won't spend too much time on this. But if I could see the Patriots go after Matthew Stafford, and that'd be a great.
That's the one that That's the one more realistic. If they want to keep a lot of their money and surround, a quarterback with weapons, Stafford would be a good. I would take Stafford for 2 years.
Absolutely, I would too. Catfish Terry in the house. He says hello.
Hey, Catfish in the house. The legend,
Catfish Terry. Guys, I'm going to stop what we're doing here.
Man, myth, and legend.
And let me do this real quick.
The Catfish in the house.
Because I've done this for Butcher. We shouted out Hot Take Hockey. Let me do this real quick.
I have almost the, see how it says because I'm the coach, that's why. I have almost the same sign and it says it's because I'm from Boston, that's why.
Really? You need to hang it up. So, want to share my screen here, guys. If y'all support the Coach Plays, I need you to stop what you're doing in this stream right now. I need you to get on your YouTube and type in Catfish Terry. And I need you to hit that red button and subscribe to Catfish Terry. I might be biased. He's got a great YouTube channel, but he's also my dad. So when I say that you support the Coach Plays, you have to support these community family members. This is
look at the size of that fish too. That catfish is huge.
Look at that. And that's probably not the biggest catfish he caught in the past year. I mean, this dude. All right. So when we're talking about Catfish Tier YouTube channel, he has great panel streams. If you like what we're doing right now, where we're just sitting back chatting about anything, you're going to love Catfish Tier because he has a panel stream every morning, every night, pretty well. The guy absolutely grinds YouTube. But then he's got tons of videos on fish aquariums and stuff like that. But he has tons of fishing videos as well. He'll live stream going catfishing. And in that picture right there, you see that massive blue cat. He's had multiple live streams catching those fish like that. I've learned everything I can learn about fishing from this guy.
I think I was watching that stream where he caught that.
It's insane.
One of the big fish one of the massive catfish he caught. I was watching that was insane.
Yeah, look at that Carver Outdoors channel right there. That's my fishing channel. I need to get back on that. I got 344 subscribers over there. But yeah, guys, click Catfish Terry's name right now. You can leave this stream and then come right back to it. Type in Catfish Terry, hit that red button. He's also got memberships on as well if you want to support his channel. But support him at least by hitting that red button. Go over, watch some of his videos, chill in his live chat. Look right here. Just 1 day ago, Catfish Terry panel coffee stream. And if you see in that picture, Butcher Block and Patriots Talk was in the stream with them. Guys, just great person, great genuine dude. And like I say, he's my dad. So if you support
Catfish is the dude. He's the dude. Yep.
Absolutely. Hot Take Hockey says, I will check out Catfish Terry's channel. Appreciate you very much, Hot Take Hockey. Catfish Terry says, Hot Take. Thank you. I will be back. He's going to go lock you down as well, Hot Take Hockey. That's what he does. He's just great. Catfish Terry, Hot Take Hockey, does all hockey. I mean, he does play-by-play. He's a great one. He's the GOAT when it comes to hockey streams. Brandy Lewis says, I took the bait. LOL.
John, Hot Take Hockey legit needs to be on the radio. Legitimately needs to be on the radio.
I'm going to break some news. He probably will be at some point. I'll be driving down the road listening to Hot Take Hockey. Catfish Theory says ban land airlines. I love it.
Yeah, we were packing them in last night, Catfish. We sent 3 of them airlines flying 3 or 4 of them airlines flying last night.
Yeah.
Despite the weather, there are no cancellations on that airline.
Sleeping Angels just joined the stream, and she's a Bears fan, and that is the game we are talking about right now. Let's go ahead and
so let's get Sleeping Angel. Let's get Sleeping Angel's opinion.
Yeah, I want to hear your opinion, Sleeping Angels. We are actually we're talking about all the playoff games, and you came in at the right time. We're talking about the Bears and the Saints. She goes, Sleeping Angels says, "What's up, everyone?" So I appreciate you joining the stream. Sleeping Angels, let us know. We're talking about the Bears and the Saints right now, and we're struggling to find a situation or a game plan for the Bears to upset the Saints.
Well, we're going to get blown out.
Sleeping Angels says, we are going to get blown out. It is over. Sleeping Angel says, I don't have faith in us. There's time we go to New Orleans. They are better team than us. Hey, Sleeping Angels, keeping it real.
Yeah, they just I think the Saints offense is just going to be too much. Like I said, the Bears have leaned so much on that defense over the last couple of years. It's just they like, you can't lean on a defense that you can't depend on them that much. You have to have some sort of semblance of an offense, and the Bears just haven't in probably 3 seasons, 3 or 4 seasons. Like they have got to do something about that.
Yeah. Sin City Titan just joined the stream. Appreciate you joining. He says, "Tighten up. It's our year, coach." And what's up, Butch? Catfish Terry says, "What's your pick so far?" Oh, dang. Catfish Terry. See, I told you he grinds you too. He just texted me. He said, I've been streaming 4 hours. Because I said, hey, if you want to hop in the chat. That was his way of saying I need a break. I had 4 hours.
Going 4 hours.
He grinds it, man. So Catfish Terry says, what's your picks on the day? We're kind of been getting into this. I got the Bills, but wouldn't be shocked if the Colts upset them somehow. But I got the Bills, Seahawks, and Buccaneers, and then we're getting into the 3 games of tomorrow. We got about 30 more minutes in this stream. I got Titans, Saints, and I guess the Steelers because of COVID-19. So that's where we're getting into. Sleeping Angels says we need to fire everyone. That's what we got to do. So despite making the playoffs, Sleeping Angels says out with the old and with the new, and Butcher would agree with that.
Yeah. They're just inept offensively. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah. I mean, so they might be in the mix for, this is a good class as far as getting quarterbacks. Unfortunately, this might have been the year where they should have tanked. I mean, if the Bears win,
I mean, like not to get away from this game, but like realistically, like you could make a list. Like I made a list the other day. There's 14 teams this year that could possibly be looking for quarterbacks at the end of the year.
Yeah.
14. That's almost half the league.
Now, not everybody's going to find those quarterbacks. What's up, Brandon Rogers? Appreciate you joining the stream. He says, Butcher, yo.
You know what I mean, though? That's half the league that could possibly be looking for quarterback replacements.
Yeah. And, not all of that. Al Pierce says Saints will roll the Bears, just way too strong. Not all of those people will find the quarterback in the draft. Like, say, I could see the Patriots.
Movement within the league, too.
Yeah. And then the question is, does Cam Newton find a second or third chance to be a starter in the league? I tend to think that he won't be a starter. I think he's eventually going to have to move into that backup role, probably.
Probably not. I would think. I don't. If he's a starter, then somebody's going to have to then he's going to have to settle for less money because of how he showed this year. I don't think somebody's going to pay him, $30 million,
No.
28, $30 million. I think he's 18 to 20 at most,
Yeah.
maybe that's stretching it. I would give him 18 at the most, at the absolute and that's like a stretch.
Yeah, I agree. Ty says Cam to the Lions. I tend to think they will probably be more or less looking in the draft. Coach Nick O'Rick in the house says, I got the Bills, Seahawks, Tennessee, Bucks, New Orleans, and Cleveland with the upset. Coach O'Rick is one of my fellow coaches on my high school team.
Wow, he's taking Cleveland despite all the no coach and all the other issues that they're facing. Wow, I agree. I tend to agree with all the rest, but I don't know about that one.
He's taken the Browns despite their issues with COVID-19. And here's the thing. I think they got a shot. The Steelers have played terrible down the stretch, but
they have. They've been awful.
But the Browns, they're talking about I saw a tweet talking about if the NFL cares about the playoffs and the integrity of the playoffs, they need to move this game to a later date, like 1 day back or 2 days back, or bend the rules a little bit for their head coach to come back in. Because that's the thing. The Browns, for the first time in 18 years, finds themselves back in the playoffs, and they just get bit by the COVID bug so bad. Their head coach is out. Another coach is out, maybe the O-line coach. Their starting right guard's out. Their starting safety's out. Multiple trainers are out. It's not good for the Cleveland Browns. Not good at all as I get ready to share my screen, and we'll get into this game. Kind of put a bow on the Bears and the Saints. Unfortunately, everybody's saying that the Saints will probably – that might have the biggest chance for the biggest blowout this week.
Yeah.
Between them and the Buccaneers, I would say. As we're getting into this game, just want to give it again, big shout out to everybody. We've got 29 likes. If you haven't yet hit that like button, smash the like button. Let's see if we can get to 35. Share it out. We're going to be having this stream to about 11:30. I'm going to take me a 20-minute break, and then we're going to be starting up. I'm going to start up another stream doing the play-by-play of the Bills and the Colts game at 11:50 Central Time today. Join me for that one. It should be a really good game, guys.
Wait, when are you going live for that one?
11:50 is when I start. That's the starting of the countdown, and then you'll see my pretty face at 12 o'clock Central Time in that stream.
When do they kick that one off?
12:05.
12:05, right? Yeah.
12:05. This playoff season is about to get going. Look at this. Look at this. Catfish Theory never respects Tom Brady. Says, thank you. Got Washington over Tampa Bay. No chance.
Don't catfish. It's a bad idea when you poke and prod the goat. Chase Young's comments are going to be used against him. As much of a talent as Chase Young is, and he's really good, like really good. Brady's going to use that as motivation. 45-27.
There you go. Sleeping Angel says, I agree. The Browns might win this game. So we'll get into this game right now. You got the 11-5 Browns, 5-3 on the road, going to the 12-4 Pittsburgh Steelers, who are 7-1 at home. Matchup predictor gives the Steelers 67% chance of winning 32 Browns.
That's hilarious.
And this game just comes down to all the COVID.
Did you see Catfish Terry's comment? Is great.
The cheerleaders could win that division. That's very true. I mean, he's not wrong there.
And look better doing it.
He is not wrong there. I mean, that division has been really bad, which is also the reasoning why Tom Brady and the Buccaneers will probably have their way with the football team tonight.
Washington's D might be able to keep it close for a half, though. They might, for a half.
Yeah, maybe.
Brady his entire career.
And then does Mike Evans play? You know,
what was that? Okay, what was that, Coach? I couldn't hear.
And then does Mike Evans play? That could affect how the Buccaneers play.
Yeah, but Mike Evans is one thing, but to me, I think Brady's favorite target down there is Godwin.
Yeah, Godwin's good. And
he made, look at what he did for, like, it's he likes those got, the slot receivers. That's who those are his go-to guys in times of, in the clutch time, and the slot receiver and the tight end are what Brady is used to using the most.
And Godwin is probably his best slot receiver he's ever seen. I mean, yeah, Julian Edelman is a really good receiver, but he doesn't have the ability of what Godwin's got. But he's starting to get a really good rapport again with Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown's receptions are going up. Yeah. There's just a lot of playmakers over there in Tampa Bay.
Yeah. So
he said, I don't see anybody beating the Titans except for possibly the Chiefs, and they don't look great. I want to believe you, Sin City Titan, and hopefully the Titans can come out and play really good football tomorrow. But I could never say that and feel confident in our defense. It's going to come down to the Titans are going to have to outscore people, and the defense just worries me. So we'll get back into this Browns Steelers. When you look at the stats of the season leaders, Baker Mayfield, 305 for 486 for 3,563 yards, 26 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. That's probably
stat line.
It's not bad. I think that's kind of went unnoticed a little bit of how well Baker Mayfield has protected the football. So Ben Roethlisberger, 399 of 608 for 3,803 yards, 33 touchdowns, 10 receptions. Not bad as well, but Big Ben is not Big Ben of the old.
No, he's definitely the down the stretch, especially like the last 6 games. It's gone downhill.
Yeah, it absolutely has. Rushing yards, Nick Chubb, 190 carries for 1,067 yards and 12 touchdowns. You got to remember they got Hunt over there. They do a really good job with both those backs. James Conner, 169 carries for 721 and 6 touchdowns. And then receiving, it's Landry with 72 catches for 840 yards and 3 touchdowns. And then Johnson for Pittsburgh at 88 receptions, 923 and 7 touchdowns. It is going to be 40 degrees and partly cloudy for tomorrow night's game.
So warmer. That
a little bit.
So they are going to be able to throw the football.
So Catfish Cherry was probably joking. He says Tampa Bay, book it. Sin City Titan says defense is getting reinforcements this week, Coach. They just have to keep teams under 30 points. Yeah, that's the big thing. The Titans secondary has been banged up all year. Adoree Jackson just recently came back a couple games ago.
Didn't he just get cleared to practice too?
Who?
Jackson.
Yeah, it was just a couple weeks ago. I mean, he's been out all year. And then Christian Fulton, our second-round draft pick's been hurt all year. He just came back last week. So maybe those pieces kind of getting a few games under their belt, maybe that bodes well for the Tennessee Titans. And I think what the biggest thing is, they got to get pass rush. Last week against the Houston Texans, I thought they mixed some stunts up. I thought a lot of times you saw 6 to 7 people on the line of scrimmage, and they mix it up. They bring 3, they bring 4, they bring 6. It looked a lot like what they were doing under Dean Pease. So maybe they mix some things up and can kind of make Lamar a little bit uncomfortable, but they got to keep him in the pocket. All right, so that's kind of all of the playoff games. We've hit on every single one. We'll give it to the chat now. We got about 20 more minutes. We'll give it to the chat if there's anything you want to talk about. But we'll kind of hit on this a little bit. So over the weekend, the Houston Texans have done some really questionable things as far as how they're hiring. You got a franchise quarterback in Deshaun Watson, who is MVP type caliber player. He had some opinions on who they should go hire and things like that. And it just sounds like they're not listening to him. They don't care. And it's really frustrated Deshaun Watson. to where now you're getting reports of him telling some teammates, hey, I might request a trade. You know, he's just very unhappy. You go back to before last year, they trade away the best receiver in NFL and Deshaun Hopkins, and I don't know what they're doing.
Hopkins, coach.
DeAndre Hopkins, yes. It was just a few seasons ago. Houston Texans was one of the hot teams out there, and they had a really good young quarterback, a stud wide receiver, a good defense led by J.J. Watt, merciless, and they are falling apart, and it had a lot to do with O'Brien being named GM and head coach, and it is not going well. Butcher, what's your thoughts on that real quick?
What's my thoughts on that real quick? Hold on 1 second, coach. I'll tell you what my thoughts on that are. Keep talking for a second.
All right, so Ty Walker,
real quick.
We'll hit on Ty Walker's comments. He said, can we talk about how bad Lamar Jackson is? He might be not good in the passing game, but he won an MVP for a reason, and it's because of those two legs of his and what those legs can do in a game and how those legs affects his passing ability, because when he escapes pocket, he can find people down the field. So I'm not ever going to say Lamar Jackson is bad. He can win games with his legs. It's tough to defend him. He can win games with the threat of his legs by handing it off to J.K. Dobbins and having to make a linebacker account for what Deshaun Jackson or for what Lamar Jackson can do allows more running lanes for J.K. Dobbins. I mean, they got the number one rushing tack in the league for a reason, and it has a lot to do with Deshaun Jackson. So he is not bad. But he struggles to stand in the pocket and deliver balls down the field. So Tennessee Titans are just going to have to do a really good job of finding a way to contain him and keep him in the pocket. Brandy says J.J. Watt is not a good deal anymore. 9 sacks in 2 years at $17 million.
That's what I think about that,
Butcher's
coach.
ready. He's got it in the background. He says this is what he thinks of Deshaun Watson. He's got him in a Patriots uniform. That would be extremely good for the New England Patriots. And,
how about that?
Yeah.
How about that?
It's going to be interesting to see. That. You know, I never would have thought DeAndre Hopkins would have found himself out of Houston. It's going to be interesting to see how that one develops. Does Deshaun Watson hop out?
No, that's going to be a bidding war for him.
Could you imagine the fans of Houston? Like just a couple years ago, you had one of the up and rising teams, and it just to me looks like it's all gone.
Took it apart. The ownership, if the Houston Texans fans need to be mad at ownership, and upper management. They're the ones that took it apart.
It's bad. It's bad. Ty says Brady Lewis, but Watt is old. He is just there for veteran presence. It's gotten to be like that.
Even JJ was mad at how
he's upset.
He's upset.
Nah, he's not happy at all.
Come to New England, JJ. We'll take care of you.
Leedy One in the house says, "Hey guys, appreciate you joining the stream, Leedy.
What's up, man? I believe we picked or at least I picked your Steelers against the Browns.
Yeah, I guess we never did put a bow on that game. I have to go Steelers. I think the Browns would have had a chance, but with this COVID, y'all do realize they haven't practiced all week. To win a playoff game and to not practice all week. That's tough, man.
Look at what happened to the Patriots when they didn't get to practice all week long.
Yeah. It's not an easy feat. The Titans had that similar situation when they played the Bills, and they actually came out and just smoked the Bills earlier in the year.
Yeah.
But man, you definitely don't want to take that risk. And then in the postseason, everything's ramped up. It's tough.
That practice time, especially in the playoffs, is invaluable.
So it is 11:15. We're getting ready to wrap this thing up. This has been a great stream. Appreciate everybody getting in the chat and just discussing these playoff games. I think we're in for a really good postseason. I think it's only going to heat up as we get further into the divisional rounds. Like say, reminder, we got the Colts and the Bills coming up at 12 o'clock Central Time. So that game is getting ready to kick off in about 45 minutes. I will be live for that game. So come back, join me for that game as we react to every play for that one. This has been a very successful stream. I love everybody getting in the chat, giving us your opinions on matters and being able to put your comments in the chats and us talk about your opinions and things like that. We will start back having at least 1 to 2 sports talk shows between me and Butcher Block. We'll get it to where we'll pull y'all into the stream if y'all want to, or at least we'll get your comments in there. We're going to start doing this a lot more often because it's really good, and we'll really alternate it too. We'll have one night where it's at my channel, and then the next night it'll be on Butcher Block. We'll start that. We'll get other YouTubers in here as well. Catfish Theory will join us. We'll try to get Hot Take Hockey back in here one night. When we're discussing a lot of playoff, like a lot of hockey. There it is, across the map sports.
I still got it, Coach.
I like that. Hey, I like your additions you did to it. I like the little logos inside of it. That's pretty cool. So yeah, we'll get back to across the map sports. RQ3 says Houston sports teams are trash. He says, screw the Rockets, Texans, and Astros. Al Pierce said, good talk today. Tighten up. Go Titans. Kick. Rat bird tail. Oilers struck. Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's hope that they get it done.
Tighten up, right?
Yep. Tighten up. So, but yeah, be on the lookout for that stuff. We'll get into these sports talks a lot more. Like say NHL. We'll try to get Gridiron Blitz. We'll get Troxel in here. I know Troxel had talks about doing some more collaboration, going to his channels and stuff. So that'll be fun. And we'll get into this. So any final remarks, Butcher, as far as the NFL playoffs? This is a different time for you. You're going to sit back and watch the playoffs with no New England Patriots in it for the first time in a long time. Yeah.
And get to watch them, unfortunately, from the couch.
Yep. So, any final thoughts on the playoffs this weekend and what it might hold for the entire playoffs going forward?
I don't know. I don't know if we're going to. I know we're going to see a lot of good football today. I know that all the games today are going to be really good. They could go either way. There's, I don't know. The Chiefs, to me, are still the powerhouse. They are. They're still the powerhouse in the AFC. The NFC is more wide open. I think that is anybody's title for the taking in the NFC. Yep. There's 3 or 4 teams in there that could easily take that title.
Yeah, that's one thing we haven't talked about. Of course, you got the Chiefs with the bye week and the Packers with the bye week. Out of those 2 teams, Butcher, and we'll kind of finish up the stream with this, which one of those 2 teams is more likely to have a hiccup and to get upset in the playoffs?
I would probably think the Packers.
I think the Packers too. I've watched them multiple times this year not do a good job of putting teams away.
Mm-hmm. Yep. They're to me, they're more than like, there's teams out there that could absolutely go into Lambeau and beat them. Absolutely.
Yeah. And I mean, the Chiefs maybe not have played as well as of late neither, but I honestly, and this could hurt the Chiefs, but I feel like they've just put it in cruise control into the playoffs.
Oh yeah. Yep. They put that car in cruise control for now, and once they take that off, it's. I mean,
they've wrapped up their division for so long now.
The thing that sold me with the thing with the Chiefs is that I just remember watching one game and the Chiefs went 89 yards in 7 plays and scored a touchdown. 89 yards in 7 plays. In like a minute and 2 seconds.
And honestly, 7 plays is actually long for the Chiefs because they can do it quicker.
But you know what I mean? It took them under a minute to go, like, or just over a minute. It was like a minute and 5 seconds. They went 89 yards and scored a touchdown. And it's like their offensive firepower is just it's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
No, it is. It is. So that's I agree. I just think the Chiefs, and then the running game is getting really good with what's the rookie's name from LSU?
Edwards-Helaire.
If he's healthy, that's just an even bigger addition to that team. So I agree, and I think the Packers can go all the way too, but there's been a few times this year that they just don't put teams away, and in the postseason that could come back to really bite you. But
if Aaron Rodgers is in the Super Bowl, as much of a tool as I think he is, I can't stand the Chiefs that much more. So if it is a rematch of the Super Bowl one where it's Kansas City and the Packers, I'm rooting for the Packers.
Yeah, I don't like Aaron Rodgers, and I think the reason why I would root for the Chiefs is because I still love Andy Reid as a coach.
The Kool-Aid man.
Yeah. For such a long time, people said he was not a good coach. He couldn't win big games, and yes, he's got Patrick Mahomes, but
the detriment that he has is the clock management in the fourth quarter. It's terrible. He is an offensive genius, though. He is. The guy is an incredible offensive mind. It's just his clock management at the end of games has cost him.
Yeah. He's had a few bad
but when it comes to being an offensive-minded coach, he is brilliant. Andy Reid's offensive mind and his pure play calling ability is brilliant. It's just the clock management. That's it. That's the one downfall.
RQ3 says if Jason Garrett gets hired by the Chargers, I will laugh so hard. I didn't know he's got a chance. I mean, does he get another head coaching job?
I'll give him a clap. Because they're going to be doing a lot of that on the sidelines up there in LA.
Yeah. I didn't know he was actually in line for maybe a head coaching job. I think I'd be a little bit surprised. But, guys, I think that's going to wrap this one up. Like I say, I appreciate everybody being in the chat. I'm going to take a little bit of a break and then get ready for this Colts and Bills game. I welcome everybody to join me for that one. Chill in the chat as we react to every play of that game. I got to look at today's bets. I got to make me a parlay bet. I got to try to get $15.
I actually just laid 2 down.
What?
I laid two bets down.
Well, before we get out of here, what's your 2 bets?
I took a parlay on both.
Of what?
All three of the games today. I took oh god, now I got to bring them back up.
All right.
Hold on.
So you got all 3?
I took all 3 of the games. I took 3 games today. Yeah.
Okay. I'm thinking about taking the parlay of, like, say it was $15 to win 85. I'm thinking the Bills minus 6.5, which that one scares me. The Seahawks to win and the Bucks now minus 9.
Take that one. The Bucks are going to destroy Washington.
Yeah. But if I just take that one alone, $15 doesn't win that much, I don't think. You got 15, that wins you 28, but I mean it would double me.
I came up pretty big like 3 weeks ago. I pretty much secured all the money I'm gonna need to work with.
Yeah. Yeah, I need to get it back up. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Like I say, guys, I appreciate y'all in the chat. Butcher Block, thank you for getting on here with me for a couple hours. Sent you the invite last night, and you just didn't hesitate. You said, absolutely, I'll see you at 9 a.m. You got your coffee from Starbucks again really early, and we got it going. And this has just been a great stream. Appreciate you very much, Butcher.
No problem, man. Anytime.
So, guys, that's going to do it. I'm going to take me a little bit of break, and then I'll fire up the stream for the Bills versus the Colts as Wild Card Weekend is about to start. Appreciate you all very much.
20 minutes?
Huh?
What, you coming back in what, a half hour?
Yeah, half an hour. We will be live at 11:50. The countdown will start at 11:50.
Cool. That works. I'll be there.
Appreciate you very much. I'll see y'all guys in about 20 to 30 minutes, guys. Until then, peace.
Later, guys. We out.